As we know, our spirit is attached to our mental, our emotional, our physical body. And too many of us are actually eating ourselves into a mental crisis. Some of us would rather suffer and die than to give up the high that we get from these dopamine-stimulating foods. Today, some of you have already experienced a total detox. You may be an advocate for it. I don't know if you've tried it yet, but a lot of people have seen a lot of reversals just from allergies, sinus problems, headaches, gallstones, getting rid of gallstones, getting rid of kidney stones. The total detox is a full body reset. That's why we're here, guys. We're here to learn about how to properly detox.
Pleasure of meeting him here recently at a detox seminar he was giving here in Atlanta, and it was wonderful. I had a great day filled with knowledge and things that I could use going forward in my life.
I've been doing this for the past 10 years. This is our third annual, and the energy has been really great. I mean, I'm pumped up about this seminar because I get a chance to share with you guys that some special parts of me that I don't get a chance to share, like in my classes and things like that. But we love our people. I want to just let you guys know that we gotta love our people a little bit more, you know, because they may not know their value, and so we gotta lift them up. And I like to bring that positivity towards everyone, and that's what usually my consultations is about. You know, helping them get a more positive vibration, because our thoughts are vibrations, our thoughts are frequencies, and we gotta start to train our minds to think more positive. This is a mental muscle up here that we must exercise and start to emotionally detox that out. We all have flaws. That's true. We all have our flaws, and when it comes to the physical side of our body, what are we doing to actually optimize? What are we doing to set better goals for ourselves, and so we can be more efficient in our abilities, you know, our performance, our daily work ethics. So let's talk about energy for a little bit, because we need to know how to create more energy. One of the most common symptoms of disease is fatigue. Oh, I'm so tired. Why am I so tired all the time? What's going on with my body? Why can't I just get enough motivation, energy, because that's energy in motion, the emotional part of it. And if you're fatigued a lot, it's easy for you to become depressed. You know, you'll be in bed all day, you know, so you're not creating that emotion, you're actually sedentary. So a lot of our lifestyles are very sedentary, so we gotta build up a mental drainage that's going on in our body. All right, so we need to learn how to remove that. I wanna talk about some of the things we're going through and then give you the actual, the remedy or the healing. I can't say really a cure, but because we go back and forth, we're titrating. I like to use that chemical word because we're trying to reach a balance. Every day we're going up and down, like the stock market, up and down, up and down. So our balance is, we're making 10,000 mutations every single day. We're creating cancer cells, and we're also destroying cancer cells. In order for us to create more motivation, we gotta go into our motivation pathways. In our brain, it's near our amygdala. It's right near our hippocampus of our brain. So from our brain's motivation pathway to our gut's neurotransmitters. We need to know that our gut is our brain. It's our second brain. If you start to look at it, that our food controls our mood. So depression is basically a biochemical reaction. In our cells, in the mitochondria, which is known to be the powerhouse of the cell, this is where all the energy actually is created. When the nerve cells actually send out these impulses to the cell, it causes these adenosine diphosphates to convert into adenosine triphosphates. That's just basically saying that this is why we create more energy. The foods that we convert into the amino acids, this is right here, this is ATP. Anybody know exactly what adenosine triphosphate is? The ATP right here. This is coming from our foods, the glucose, the sugars, the amino acids. All of that is what's creating the ATP. But in the mitochondria, there's a certain area called the electron transport chain. The more you consume the foods that, the neurotransmitters that's inside of our gut, transmitters like tryptophan, serotonin, acetylcholine, glutamate, all of those really take part in every function of our body. These are the transmitters that actually make us feel good, makes us feel satiable, makes us satisfied. And once we actually reach our goal, we get a reward. So that's that dopamine pathway. All right. So serotonin and dopamine, they really love each other. They hug each other after we make some good results. And this is how we create more of their energy by eating certain foods that have more serotonin in it, that have more dopamine in it. And what are those foods? Anybody can guess what foods control your mood?
Banana, fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables, bananas. So if somebody get mad, what would you do? Just give them some grapes so they can feel happy? and that would change their mood.
Fresh juice.
Mangoes, strawberries, your broccoli sprouts. All of those foods help create better neurotransmitters for our gut, the serotonin. All right, so we already have a lot of these different vitamin therapy, mineral therapy, enzyme therapy, all in place. So what is the purpose for all of these different pharmaceutical drugs? These petrochemical, pill-pushing pimps, as I would call them.
That's it.
They definitely want you on all these different medications for the suppressing. I call it slow poison. At the end of the day, it's not going to heal you. So we have to use what the Most High has already put in place, which is the herbs, the enzymes, the vitamins, and the minerals. And I'm going to show you how we actually saturate the system so that we can actually overcome these different ailments. I stayed up all night one night trying to worry about a young lady dealing with high blood pressure. And she was eating all the right foods. She was doing the things that she told me she was doing. But every night, she said, I can't go to sleep unless I drink beer. And this is the reason why she was having high blood pressure. It does not work well with alcohol. Alcohol is one of the main contributing factors. I put up here also prescription drugs. When we're dealing with the diuretics, beta blockers, calcium channel blockers, these are all high blood pressure medications, hypertensives as they say. They are leaking out. They're causing you to be depleted of magnesium. You guys can probably write this down. Magnesium, vitamin K2, vitamin D3, zinc. All these things are being depleted. Also potassium. So if you are low on all these different vitamins and minerals, just because you're taking high blood pressure medications, it's not going to make you better. I want to show you guys how to resolve some of the emotional issues and begin to detox process. Many of my clients over the age of 40 have an emotion that is called regret. This is an emotional energy. It has lost its momentum. I like to say energy and emotion, but it definitely has lost its momentum because we regret the things that we have done, and most of all, we kind of regret the things that we did not do. It could be out of work, it could be your career path, it could be your finances, I just say about money. But most of my clients, it's all about their health. They didn't make their health the number one priority. So I like to say that neglect is the same thing as regret. Throughout our generations, we're passing on knowledge. We share with our children our lifestyle habits, and they are watching us. So we are teaching them how to deal with stress. So disease can be a learned behavior. I have this chart in our liver over here. It holds a lot of the anger. when we start to flush out our liver, we can handle the emotional side of our body. You have a lot of accumulation that happens in the liver because it's the main place of detoxification. We're learning how to detox that physically, but we also have to learn to take the time out for ourselves, to love ourselves. That's why we do the total detox first, clear out the liver, and then you can take that time out for yourself to go through the rest of the process. But I do want us to start really just training our minds, especially if you want more positivity in your mind, in your life. Like I said, this is an emotional muscle that we must strengthen. We got to practice strengthening it. Every day we have these negative things. Like 70% of our day is thinking about what we could have changed. So train your brain. Start thinking about the more positive things. I know it sounds like everybody says, be positive, doc, be positive, but you can do this just by, releasing those negative people out of your life, staying away from the, people on Facebook, social media, and there's a lot of negativity that's going on. Put more positive people in your life. It'll bring a better outcome. I think it's essential that we have proper motivation by using certain minerals. I think everything starts from the biochemical side of it. If we were to consume more B vitamins, B vitamins is for the brain. B vitamins is necessary for anybody that's going through episodes of depression, epilepsy. The B vitamins, actually depression is a B6 deficiency. It's a B12 deficiency as well. So those two go hand in hand. We got to start using more B vitamins. But we're talking about grains. Grains deplete B vitamins. I know that there's got cereal out there and they put some fortified B vitamins in there. Those are synthetic B vitamins. But if we're not getting the good B vitamins from our fruits and vegetables, then we're going to create episodes of fatigue, depression, all those different things. We're not going to be motivated. So if grains turn into sugar, sugar causes depression. It creates more depression. I don't know how much that causes depression in children, but if they continue to eat that way, that lifestyle, it's going to gradually come. It's going to gradually come. By the time they're teenagers and all of the different Pop-Tarts and all those different things. By the time they're teenagers, they will definitely be in a depressed mode. So our gut microbes are responsible for maintaining the B vitamins. They help create some of the B vitamins. They're pretty much the same. There's 85% neurotransmitters in your gut, and there's only about 15% in your brain. All right, so if you can look at your gut, it's the first place you start. All right, so this is where all the chemical reactions actually happen. Be careful about the grains. That's what I really want to touch bases on, because it's mental, physical, and spiritual when it comes to our grains. And it's not like it's not like it's 60 years ago when grains were okay without the glyphosate and all the rest of the petrochemicals in there. Our body is all based on acids. Now we get rid of hydrogen. We get rid of positive hydrogen ions every day to make sure that our body stays in the correct pH of 7.1. But every chemical reaction in our body is based on acid. I know that a lot of people find that the alkaline, but if you have so much alkaline in your system, you have so many positive hydrogen ions in your body that's floating around, you will create something called alkalosis. And that is very, very bad for your kidneys. These all play a major role in how we feel, our mood, and our results in our behavior, our reactions, and our external energy. So I'm talking about good mood foods. We gotta start eating more of the fruits and vegetables. That's the only way that we will actually overcome the spiritual sicknesses, the emotional sickness, the good mood foods. These are serotonin and dopamine foods. I don't know why it is so hard for us to understand that our brain controls our behavior, and our brain is controlled by what we eat. We need to really think about that for a second. Our system wants to regenerate, and it's demanding it. So I like to think that nature has a spirit. So we're like the roots. The roots are supplying the nutrients to the trees. They're coming from the earth. We gotta let nature take its course. So many of us have lost the connection to Mother Earth and then started to seek the synthetic things, but I want to just help us get back to the Most High's medicine, and that's coming from nature. So let us stand firm and grow, but as we grow, give us the strength to overcome these obstacles and ailments so we can pass these blessings on to our youth generation.